Bakker, thanks for coming back. I'm the naturopath from New Zealand. You probably know that by now. Anyway, here's a question that repeatedly gets asked of me. What are some of the best dietary practices that you recommend? So let's talk about some. I made a few points here on paper. So many different points could be raised here, but what I've written down here are some of my favorites. And I think if you follow some of these points, it's going to help you tremendously. Right? To begin with, I don't really recommend that you follow any particular specific kind of diet, like the paleo diet, or the low carb diet, or the keto diet, or this diet, or that diet. So you may look at the Candida Crusher book and say, but hang on a minute, you're wrong. You recommend the Mevi diet. Well, if you look at it carefully, it's actually meat, eggs, vegetables, and yogurt. And also, the way I've written it in the book is it's modifiable to suit your approach, okay? So I'm not telling you what you can and can't eat. I'm not the food police. I've never been like that. However, some people may aggravate on some of the recommendations I make, and some people may not aggravate at all on them. And that's the key. You need to really modify the diet to suit your own microbiome at that particular point in time. So no two people have got the same microbiome in the same gut, the bacteria in their gut. So the diet is going to have to be modified to suit the person. Right? That's how it works. So here are some key points, particularly if you're looking at keeping lean and mean, okay, because I'm not a fat bugger. Lean and mean, and at nearly 60 now, I'm the same weight I was when I was 20. So if you can keep that same weight all the way through your life, or gain a few pounds, I call it a winter coat, and then drop that winter coat in summertime, that's really ideal, particularly when you get older. You don't want to pack on too much weight. Smaller plate sizes is the first thing I've written down. Check out the size plates you've got, and you could probably go for a smaller plate size, even slightly smaller. When you fill that up, you get your normal plate, put your food on it, and take that food off and put it on a smaller plate. Look how full that plate looks. So psychologically, you're going to think, whoa, I got a lot of food on this plate. So the bigger the plate, of course, the more food you need in order to fill it up. So psychologically, you're thinking that you're only eating a small amount, but in fact, you're eating a large amount. And remember my exercise, the best exercise you can do, the best exercise ever you can do to lose weight, okay? It's this exercise. Remember this one that I taught you a while ago? It's pushing the plate away from your face, okay? So it's a really good exercise and it works, all right? Also, if you keep doing it every day, you'll build up good shoulder muscles, especially if your plate's really full with food, like some people. Last time I was in Los Angeles, I was at this diner. I could not believe how much food people had on their plates. It was literally piled out. I needed a ladder to get up the top. It was crazy how much food. Every time consistently when I've eaten in Los Angeles and I got a meal, and I had to give the guy instructions on what I wanted. I didn't want those sauces all drizzled on it. I had to literally leave half or 3/4 of the meal behind because that's how much food I was served up. Just too much. So quality of your food, not quantity of your food. So always be fussy about the quality of the food you're eating. Well, not always, Always strive to do your best when you're eating particular foods, especially if you're out. And sometimes your best isn't brilliant, but it's the best that you can make it at that particular time. But generally, there's always choices. And many people tell me they haven't got choices when they go to restaurants, but excuse me, you've got plenty of choices. Watch out for buffets. Watch out for places where you can load up, you can keep going back more and more. And be very careful of some restaurants like the seafood buffets. And my brother calls them Salmonella City. So just be careful of these places. They can be a bit dodgy. Right? But if you've got a buffet, it means you're going to go back again and again and again. You're going to have 3 or 4 plates of food, which you don't need. All right? So be careful of buffets. The quality, not the quantity. With each year that passes and you get older, I think this is an even more important rule. The quantity needs to go down of the food and the quality needs to go up. All right? So a 20-year-old doesn't have to eat, in my opinion, exactly the same quality as an 80-year-old. Right? A 20-year-old has got different energy requirements. 80-year-old is more infirm, is going to be sitting down more. So look at the nutritional requirements there. But a 20-year-old, if they're really smart, like my young son is, who's doing weight training, he only eats quality. But he eats quantity too, because he's doing an enormous amount of weight training. So snack on yogurt. Clever trick. If you're hungry, get a bit of yogurt. Put some strawberries on it or some blueberries on it. Okay, snack on yogurt. Why would you do that for? Keep working on improving your beneficial bacteria. Keep putting lactic acid into the stomach. Okay, it reduces inflammation. It inhibits bacteria and yeast. It grows good bacteria. And good bacteria, again, are going to give you incredible benefits. So eating small amounts of yogurt is proven to be very powerful for your immune system as well. People who eat yogurt every day don't get anywhere near the colds, coughs, or flus than people who don't eat yogurt regularly. There are many research papers I can show you that will back up that statement. Sour Greek yogurt, not the stuff full of artificial sugars, high fructose corn syrup, crap like that. Eat sprouts, okay? Sprouts are a fantastic food, full of enzymes. If you really want to improve your digestive function, if you want to really clean that stomach and small intestine right out, keep eating sprouts. You can sprout them yourself, or you can buy sprouts in packets in the supermarket. I try and eat sprouts every single day. I like the hot peppery ones, I like the mung bean sprouts. I eat all different types of sprouts. They're a great snack too. What else have we got here? Here's a habit that I've developed over the years. And it was a habit that sprung out of a bad habit that my mother had. Every time mother would be typing a letter, she'd light up a cigarette. Every time. I saw that for years and years, okay? Typewriters. In fact, all my study was done on a typewriter. We didn't have computers, back in the 80s, 90s. So that's what she did. I always associated her smoking and typing. And I watched my dad eating apples, and I looked at him, and I thought, he only eats an apple when he's driving a car. It's an associated behaviour. Every time he gets behind the wheel of a car, and that's a habit that I've picked up. So often when I drive, many times people see me eating an apple. It's just an associated behaviour. It's a healthy behaviour. But if it's in the UK, in England, I believe I get fined something like £80 for driving while eating an apple. Isn't that crazy? That's why I'm not going to England. Right? So, associated behaviours. If you're doing a particular behaviour, you can associate a healthy behaviour with that. An eating behaviour. All right? Think about that. It's an interesting statement. Be picky when you go out for food. You won't offend friends. You won't offend people at restaurants. But don't sit there and eat lots of gluten or lots of meat and suffer in silence. If you don't want a particular food, you just say, look, I'm sorry, I don't want that. Order something else. It's your call. All right? Many people have told me that they don't want to put someone out or embarrass them, so unfortunately then that person has to pay the price, by sitting on the bathroom all the next day or by being sick because they didn't speak up for themselves. So speak up. Right? Don't have what we call cheat days where you're eating 5 or 6 days of the week really good, and then one day you blow out and you have a couple of big bottles of Coca-Cola and you have a couple of big snack packs of KFC or something. That's not a great idea. If you are going to have these cheats, you can incorporate small amounts here or there, but having an actual day where you cheat out, in my opinion, will slowly lead to more cheat days, and eventually, you'll have a few bits of lettuce leaf and you'll pay lip service to healthy eating around all the greasy spoon kind of stuff that you eat. So don't do it. Small amounts are acceptable, but remember the 80-20 rule, even 90-10 rule. 80 to 90% of what you eat should be very good. A small percentage should be not so good. But having the cheat days allows you to have more cheat days. So I wouldn't do it. And that's sort of my tips. Okay. Another tip I'll leave you, the last one, is don't always eat food. Remember, we've discussed this previous. If you feel that stomach growling sensation, it's most likely the MMR. Okay. It's a motor reflex. It's your body actually cleaning out that digestive tract. It doesn't mean to say you're hungry all the time. And sometimes it pays to be a little bit hungry. It's great for your gut not to be always peppered with food. It's the key to keeping your weight down is by curbing and controlling the appetite. And a lot of it's emotional based. All right? Think about that statement. So that's what I'll leave you with. Click on the link below in the description box if you want my free 17-page Candida shopping guide. It's a good one. Thank you for tuning in.